What's up, everybody? I'm doing a little swarm guide today because I'm bored. So I'm just doing extreme mode right now, and I just want to give you guys like a little tutorial on how I was able to beat all the maps on extreme, which I will show you guys at the end. But anyways, I think all the melee characters at first are going to be the easiest to play. So if you play Leona, Riven, anybody like that, and then it'd go into anybody that has a shield, so like, or it can last a little bit longer. So like Briar as well as Yasuo all have shields, so it's easier to live. But other than that, starting with the tutorial, the two things you really want to have in Swarm are in extreme mode, at least to beat it, is going to be ice armor and Uwu blasters. Of course, it's going to be hard to get it. Oh, I actually just got it right there. So we're actually going to pick up the ice armor. And besides ice armor and Uwu blasters, you just want to go really anything you want. Mainly damage though, that allows you to have selected targets. So like the sea mines are good, but things like the crossbow I would skip and pick like bunny blaster instead, or like static sword. Even that's a little better. So the thing with Swarm as well is you want to try to get the most ideal items, and let's go this box real quick. You want to try to find all of your weapons as well as the little passive skills as fast as possible, so that way there's no chance of you getting something you don't want, and that way you can also evolve all your abilities. So with extreme mode here as well, we want to try to kill the bosses as quick as possible. So like all the bosses that spawn, you want to try to beat all of them as soon as they spawn, so that way they don't group up and do a lot more damage to you. And then for like these Yumi augments as well, we're going to try to get ones that have, let me move the camera for you guys, the ones that do a little bit more damage. If you're playing a squishier champion like Xayah or Jinx, I definitely try to get like some tank augments. So like armor up, I think, is one. On Riven, we're just gonna go, I think we have enough for Uwu blasters, and I'm gonna go area size because I'm playing Riven. And mainly the early game is going to be the hardest, especially if you're playing a weaker character. Besides that, it's going to be the frogs, which I think spawn at around like later in the game. And then besides the frogs, you want to make sure, I'll explain the whole Aatrox section. I feel like explaining it, I'm running through it a lot faster, but it's alright for now. So I haven't rerolled anything, only because I like saving my rerolls until I fill out all the slots of my desired items. So right now, since I already have everything I kind of want, now I get to look for all the weapons. And that's the thing with this game as well. Whoever came up with like the little strat to like save all like the access cards, I don't really get, just because let's get this. I feel like it's RNG anyways, so you might as well just pick it up so you can get stronger, especially if you're playing by yourself. You can't really like leave room to mess up, so picking up those access cards early will help you survive and just be stronger in general. Unfortunately, I don't have my weapons yet, which kind of sucks, but it's alright. We still have, I think, 2 more rerolls, and I'm looking for any damage weapons. I was gonna pick up static sword there, but since I don't have the max health thing, I kind of just skipped it for now. At the beginning, it's best to stay around Misfortune, so she can do a little bit more damage and help you kill all the mobs, so you can get XP as fast as possible. That's another thing. You just want to kill and target mobs so you can level up and keep getting those access cards. I think the best augment for Riven, I'll do like a tutorial on each character if you guys want, depending on how this video goes. Should I reroll, guys? I want Bunny Blaster. Oh my, it's so unfortunate. Oh my. So we're just stuck with these passive skills for now. So this is like the whole thing with like the RNG that I was talking about. Like it's literally RNG anyway. So I think I beat it without it, like all the evolved weapons. So we'll see. And I'm pretty late in the game at this point. So like my anima power is like over 90. But I was able to, oh, there we go. I was able to beat Extreme, even starting with Leona. She was like my first person I cleared Extreme with, surprisingly. And that was just because I went Uru Blasters and the Ice Armor. Sorry about the LARPing. And my game's a little laggy. This thing is tanky, yo. But once we get all the items we want, I'm just gonna go bunny crossbow. But if you can, instead of bunny crossbow, try to get the bunny blasters or like the little blue thing. You got. Oh wait, I already have it. What am I talking about? Okay, so I'm just missing blasters if I can. Those are like the two essentials in my opinion. But somehow I've gotten it every game besides this one. Of course, when I'm recording. But same thing here. Since my ult's not up, actually, I have the boom, which will help. But if I didn't have this, I'd try to kill the bosses with just like running it down here. Like I'm about to. And the thing with Riven as well, at first I thought she was like a really stupid champion because all you do is run around, but that's literally your whole thing. When you want to try to run into people, like to get the little shield thing, you still want to like just go around, just so you don't take too much damage. Like you just kind of like bob it in between people, just like how you would play any other champion. And that way you don't take it. Oh, there we go. You got Uru Blasters. So that's basically everything you need for Extreme Swarm, in my opinion. Maybe the other clears are similar as well, but this is how I was able to beat Extreme mode on every champion. Honestly, once you get to a point where you get like 50 anima power, like even that late in the game, it's like it's gonna be impossible to lose. Especially if you played for this long. And up until like the 15 minutes, I'm just yapping right now, but you're literally just trying to survive until you get to fight Aatrox. So it's just a lot of grinding and trying not to mess up so you don't take too much damage and die. Oh, looks like I forgot to access card up here. Bunny Mega Blast. Just go to try to upgrade everything as fast as possible. Ability haste, and then for like passive skills as well, I'll mainly go for damage ones. First, it really depends on what character you're playing though in the situation. So like if you're playing a squishier champion like Zaya or Jinx, you're gonna go. And then I usually always go cross country, especially if you're playing a movement character like Jinx or Riven. You just scale a lot easier, and I feel like this showed up for me a lot when I was playing Swarm here. And we're already at a point where like it's impossible for us to die. So yeah, we're just gonna clear. Forgot what I was talking about earlier. But yeah, up until you fight Aatrox, it's literally just surviving and grinding for the access cards or augments. And then all you have to remember is the pattern of Aatrox's abilities. And I think that's just the thing I picked up while playing the game. Like, I just played it so many times to the point where I know exactly what he's gonna do. And I will give you guys a heads up right now that all you really have to do is, the first phase is like super easy if you ever get to that point, especially when you have a lot of evolved items. But basically, once you beat the first phase, you're just gonna pull Aatrox to the right side before he activates his little flying swords ability. That way you can go to the far left of the map once he does activate it, and they won't be available there. You guys will see what I'm talking about once we do get there. But the swords won't activate, and all you really have to do to beat phase 2 Aatrox is just to literally run away. So that's why we get Woo Blasters and a bunch of damage augments. That's because when you're playing a character, like all of these characters actually, most of your projectiles will just automatically target Aatrox, since he's like the main character there, and he'll just be like the only one targeted, and you'll just do a crap ton of damage to him. And the other part is making sure you survive his roll. After you get pulled, that you try to dodge his when he comes back after he pulls you, and you break his little stick pillar thing with the chain, because that will most likely one-shot you if you're playing a squishy, and most of the time put you really low if you're playing any other character. But yeah, you just repeat that process, and even once he finishes pulling you, or like once he drops down after pulling you, you want to pull him to the right as fast as possible and repeat the process. There's really no point in running it down on top of him, like fighting him like right on top of you, just because he just does so much damage. And most of the time, I'm not playing like a little auto attack character here, where my attacks are a little bit more like you can see where my attacks are going, since we're doing the AoE area size damage. So like on Jinx or Xayah, I just help my friend beat Aatrox on Extreme with Xayah, and the best way to play her is to obviously survive, but with the auto attacks, I mainly keep it on to like auto target, like the little blue circle with the C button on the keyboard. But until it's like a phase where I'm like mainly fighting bosses, especially early in the game, I will keep that on, because there's really no point, and especially since Xayah and Jinx do so much damage fast, they can kill whoever's next to them like really easily. So I will mainly leave that on unless it's like the first boss, usually the seahorse, and I'll just try to, I'll turn it off and target the seahorse as fast as possible, and that way you can kill the boss and get that access card quickly, so you can get whatever item and upgrade your abilities and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, at this point, we're just like, I'm so late in the game that it's easy for me to beat it, but I promise you guys, it's not as bad, especially if you've already tried it a couple times. Just focus on the patterns, like don't just die blindly, like you just pick up random little nuances, like even the spider shot, for example. His little like orb things right here on the side won't target you if he's looking directly at you. So you can hit him like straight dead on, and he won't be able to hit you with that. So you can just bottom and even move around and kill him that way. So it looks like we're gonna be able to get a perfect build, and by perfect build I just mean all of our weapons are upgraded. And even with cross country here, we're gonna be like impossible to die. But of course, if you guys want to see other tutorials on other characters, just let me know. Like, I'm just so late in the game. Like, I feel like it doesn't even matter what I say. Like, I'm just one-shotting these little bosses. And I think on the squishier champions, it's the hardest part is gonna be to survive. So you just want to make sure you get like as much damage as possible. So the weapons and the armors, and even like the passive, you want to prioritize them that do the most damage. And I think this is one of the parts where at the beginning I was dying a lot, and that was because like obviously these frogs, once they die, they drop like this little pink pool. You want to try your best to like survive and maneuver around the pink stuff, since you don't want to be surrounded most of the time. But you also want to make sure that you don't want to step on them. So like even if you kill them quickly and you want to move on to like the next objectives, like since I was there, I was at the Yumi quest before it was even up. That say if I was on the other side of the map and the frog spawned beforehand, you want to make sure like this stuff will actually kill you. Like it's either the early game, the frogs, or the bombs, and then the Aatrox. So you just want to make sure you're as healthy as possible. So like when you do get to Aatrox, he's like the easiest boss to beat. And in general, it's just good practice to try to bottom lead, so you don't die again. And this goes for all the champions, not just like a movement-based character like this. And each character is different. Once you're able to get the ice, if possible, like the ice and the ooh blasters, you want to, or blaster. Why am I saying ooh blaster over here? What the heck? So once you do get the blasters and the ice armor augment, you can go whatever you want. Like I said, I recommend damage augments, especially ones that target characters specifically rather than just doing like AoE damage, like Boomerangs or like even this crossbow, if possible, because that will help you beat it the easiest, especially since you're running around on the second phase of Aatrox. Since you're running around, you want to make sure that as much damage as possible is hitting Aatrox. So like if I got this crossbow instead, it only does damage in like a certain, like it does damage in a circle, but it will, all of the damage won't hit Aatrox. So that's where I prefer something else more target like stacks. And then each character is different as well. So like on Riven, as you guys have noticed, I've been maximizing area size as well as movement speed. I'm gonna go armor so I can tank the swords at the end. But on Riven, I'm doing area size because it works with their autos. But on like characters like Zaya or Jinx, you can go even max health or armor as your passive augments after you've gotten like the essential damage stuff, and you just have that as leftover. So we're moving on to the Aatrox now. So this phase is really easy, honestly, especially if you're playing a movement character. He just does the same attacks. If you ever played League, you just want to run around at him, and he'll pull you now to his little chain pillar thing, like here. Break that. Obviously, dodge the swords if you can. And then keep fighting him, and he'll do his giant little hits now. And all you gotta do, you can even run through him here, but you just gotta go back and forth while your abilities do all the, wait, you did the double hit there. But you run back and forth and let your abilities do all the work. See how we're not getting hit by anything? We just dodge his ability really easily versus like running in circles where it's harder, since we have more time to run away this way than we do running around. And right here I'll go area size again, just in case I'm not able to tank the swords if I'm bad at dodging. And like I said, the first phase is really easy. It's the second phase that you need to worry about. And you want to practice dodging as much as possible, because when you're playing a squishy champion like the ADCs, like Jinx or Xayah, you can only get hit by maybe like 4 or 5 swords, or even Aatrox's 1Q and you're dead. But if you guys want a tutorial on those characters as well, I can definitely do that for you guys. But like I said earlier, we're going to pull him to the right. He's going to do his little sword slam on the ground, do a little bit more damage before the sword flying. We're going to dodge the swords and go as far left as possible. And as you guys can see, the swords stop right there. So all you have to do is, I usually run up, but all you gotta do now is like dodge the top swords. And we'll do the exact same thing once he pulls us to his little pillar thing again. Like, I'm not even like targeting him at that point. And then to dodge these, like, the sharks will, like, these blue lines, as you guys can see, will spawn the sharks like when he Qs. So you just want to step like where it's not gonna hit you, because those do a lot of damage. And I'm barely using my abilities here just because I'm so strong, but obviously you want to use them if it's you guys. That big circle is what you want to dodge, because it'll one-shot you for the most part if you're earlier in the game. We're going to move to the right again to make him spawn the swords towards this side of the map. And like I said, same thing. We're going to add the tank one there, but we move to the far left while he chases us, and our OO blasters shoot him just like that. And as you guys can see, the swords don't even show up on this side of the map, which is insane. Make sure you dodge these waves too. And as long as you keep running away, he'll keep chasing you, and he won't use his like giant sword ability. So these ones are a lot easier to dodge than the giant sword ability, as you guys can see. Just chilling. And we just gotta keep repeating the process until he dies. I accidentally ran full tank Alawi one time, and even still I was able to beat it with this exact strategy. It just took a lot longer because obviously since I'm going full tank I don't do as much damage. But it still definitely does work. So like, as you guys saw, this is like my first time activating my ult, but right here we can just kill him. And that is gonna be it. And I'll give you guys a quick rundown on how to play each champion, and as well as which one was the easiest. So as you guys can see, 20 damage. I haven't done all the missions because I don't really care. I just wanted the Swarm Conqueror title. And like I said, even though I do have a high anima power, when I was at like 25 or 30, I was able to beat it with Leona at the time. But I'm sure you guys can too if I was able to. And then as I kept moving up, I realized that it was basically impossible to lose, because the anima power is just so strong if you just keep grinding the game in general. If you can't beat Aatrox like with your skill, if you know what I mean. So as long as you keep upgrading this, it'll just make it a lot easier in general. But champions wise, I think the order I beat it was Leona, Riven, Yasuo, Seraphine, and Alawi. Like I said, these are all the melee characters. I did Briar second to last because I just don't like Briar. But she's also pretty easy. You just really need to make sure that you deactivate Briar's like little chase ability with her ear or her ult, because if you don't deactivate it when Aatrox's Qs or like flies down after he grabs you on the pillar, then you'll die a lot faster. But all the melee characters are super easy to beat as long as you run ice armor, OO blaster, and whatever damage weapons and passives you want. If you feel like you need a little bit more help with surviving, you can go armor. On top of armor, you can go max health. I don't really go anything else unless you're forced to go it, but that's the order that I did it. And then I did, I think, Xayah, Jinx, and Aurora after I did all the melees, because the melees are the easiest because they're the tankiest, so they can tank the swords earlier on. but if you get hit by just 3 or 4 with the range champions, like the full range champions, then you'll just die. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you guys want other tutorials for the other characters, just please let me know. And yeah, good luck on your swarm adventures. And there is the little thing. Yep, you guys can see that I beat everything here. Where's the Swarm Conqueror title? Is that the top? I might do all the missions. I probably won't, if I'm gonna be honest, just because this game got a little boring. But hopefully this tutorial helped you guys. I appreciate everyone watching. Peace.